everyone. Welcome to the Sports Wave Network and Sports Corner with the Conn Man. I am your host, the Conn Man. And with me tonight, I have a very special guest. He goes by the name of Wilson Alex. Waiting for him to come on. But as you know, I had just did part one of a part two series. On the first part, I had Nick Correa, who did a great job discussing his training regimen and all that he has accomplished through his trials and tribulations, through addiction, and he's doing so many great things, training NBA ball player, presently Tyler Kolek, who plays for the New York Knicks, and he has another couple of players who might be projected first round picks in the NBA, and it was great hearing from him. He's doing a lot of great things, and it's just a true testament that you can overcome if you make that decision to overcome addiction, etc. It can happen. Anyway, my guest is Wilson Alex. Alex had contacted me prior to the show, and he had gave me a little info about the upcoming fight on February 22nd, and we're just waiting for him to come on. And before he comes on, I just want to tell you, I've been trying to get him on for a while. I've been watching him and very impressed with the young man. And, we've been kicking it for a while. As a matter of fact, here he is. What's going on, my man, Will?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling a lot better now that you came on my show.
I wasn't going to miss it, man.
Before we started the show, you had hit me with some news. Can you let the viewers know exactly what's going on? Because I'm sure they're interested as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So pretty much, my February 22nd show at Foxwoods Casino, it was canceled, man. You know what I mean? We'll be back soon, hopefully, you know what I mean? So that's just what it is. I can't get into too much into details, but that's what we on right now. We just got to stay working, keep on going. As you can see, we in the gym, man. So we just staying ready so we don't have to get ready.
I hear you, my man. I hear you, man. Well, I want you to take it back. I want you to bring it back from the beginning, how it originated, how you got involved in boxing, what made you decide to go into that endeavor.
Oh man, boxing chose me, brother. Boxing chose me. It was just one of those. It was one of those things, trying to stay away, trying to do something different, trying to do something new. And I got myself into a boxing gym, and the rest was history. Started as an amateur, just kept climbing up the ladder, and this is where we at now. Just working, fell in love with the sport. Like I said, boxing chose me. It wasn't a dream like the most of us, right? It was just one of those things, right? I found myself busy. I found myself learning. I found myself executing everything that I was learning, and fell in love with the grind. And this is where we at now, man. And like I said, it all started from just stepping myself in the boxing gym and make something happen, chasing something different.
Now, talk about your amateur career.
My amateur career, I don't have too much of a. That's crazy, right? Because I don't have too much of an amateur career background. I did Golden Gloves. Um, I finished my amateur career with about 9 amateur fights, and then I went pro. And I do find myself very successful in the pros. I feel like amateurs I wasn't as successful, but now I'm in the pros, and I love the pros.
Now, who were your? Because New Bedford, we have a lineage of great fighters who have come up from the New Bedford ranks. Who were your idols?
Coming up. So when I started boxing, I was about 18 years old. And so when I started boxing is when I pretty much started watching boxing. And I didn't know we had so many legends out of New Bedford. So when I started noticing that, wow, like New Bedford has a lot of fighters. Well, not only a lot of fighters, but also a lot of great fighters. Um, but coming up, I was able to, meet a lot of great fighters like far as, Scott Pemberton, Ray Oliveira, Jason Pyers, all the greats before me. Um, you know, or even the pros that was before me, like Jose Colon, Scott Sullivan, Ray Oliveira Jr., um, you name it, man. But like I was just a late bloomer, you know what I mean? Just coming to the game and learning and looking at all these guys just executing their plan, and me, I'm just there just watching, just soaking up the game.
And you've done very well thus far. Now, let the viewers know what were your toughest fights.
Ah, my toughest fights, I could definitely say it was definitely obviously my pro debut because I took a loss. And then my next toughest fight was probably when I forgot his name, but I know his last name was Rivas, and it was my first fight in Massachusetts at Fall River, PAL. Great fighter, tough guy. He came to fight. He just brought something different that I haven't experienced from the previous fights that I fought. But he was just tough. He came to fight. He was giving me a lot of different things to work with. And like I said, he was a tough opponent. And I like that fight. Even I won, I won unanimous decision, but it was still one of those fights that, unexpected tough opponent. But I was ready. I was ready. I trained like no other fight. I don't ever overlook any opponent of mine. And I don't plan on it. But he was tough. Something about him made it tough for me, and that's the fights that I'm looking for, and that's the fights that I like. Bringing something different out of me.
Yeah, and now, Will, I want the viewers to know. Now, you in the lab right now. You doing work right now.
Come on, man. You know me. I just finished doing the bag work. I just finished doing some strength training. Just coming out the sauna. I came out the sauna to come talk to you, man, so I can go back to work.
Oh, I appreciate that. Now,
Nah, come
Will,
on, man.
do the viewers a good service. Let them see a little bit inside of what it takes to be a professional fighter. Those that think they can handle it.
What do you mean by that? Like far as what?
As far as your training regimen, I mean,
Oh,
the heart and
so
soul
my
of what it
training
takes.
regimen. So pretty much, usually I would wake up, go to work, come out of work, take my running, get my running in a couple miles, go meet my strength and conditioning coach for the day. Then I meet my boxing coach, do my boxing drills. Then end the day in the sauna. Can't give it too much, man, because then they're gonna know how my regimen is. Can't give
No,
it too
I,
much.
I,
But
I, I hear you. I
you
hear
know what
you.
I
I hear
mean.
you.
You know
I
what I
hear you.
mean. But
I hear you.
but besides that, man, I try to put as much as possible. I try to do as much as I can. And I try to leave everything in training. I try to go as hard as I can in training. So by the time it comes down to fight night, it makes everything easier for me. So anything to push myself outside of that ring before fight night.
Now we'll speak about the sacrifices you make, the determination, the dedication, because I don't think the viewers really know what it's like. I mean, it's a lifestyle. I mean, you gotta. I mean, I'll let you talk about it.
Nah, man. I feel like and that's what I tell everybody else, man. It's you know the goal. The goal might be different, but the grind is the same, right? Um, it's just like anything else. Whatever that you really want, whatever's meant for you, whatever's meant to be for you, is gonna be for you if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to put in the work. When it comes down to boxing, there's a lot that we have to sacrifice, right? The parties, sometimes your family, um, you name it, because it's what's important to you. You know what I mean? And boxing, it's different because at the end of the day, when you get in the ring, it's just you in there by yourself.
Right.
It's a one man sport, but it's a team effort at the end of the day. But when you're in there, man, boxing is always gonna call your bluff. So you can tell anybody that, yo, I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But when it comes down to fight night, you will see if that person was putting the work in like they said they was. And so by me living by that saying is, like I said, I try to do as much as I can. I try to sacrifice as much as I can because when it comes down to fight night, I will not be exposed. I cannot. And that's what I and that's just one of those things that I go by, man. Because I highly believe what you put out is what you get.
That's fantastic, my brother. I hear you.
Nah, man,
Now,
it's real, man. And like I said, right, Mike, it's for anything that you really want. It's for anything, man. Either if it's football, boxing, uh, whatever it is that you really want to chase, it's what it takes. You know what you got to do. You know how much. You know what you have to sacrifice. You know what you have to do.
what do you feel is imperative in order to become? I mean, how about those people who are viewing that might decide they want to go into boxing? What advice would you give them?
Stay locked in, man. Stay locked in and go for it. If that's something that your heart desires, if that's something that your heart desires, and if it's a vision that God gave you, chase it. Chase it, because God only gives visions to that person. He doesn't give that vision to everybody. He gave it to you for a reason. So if you have that vision, you go ahead and chase it. Stay locked in, stay dedicated, and just know, man, that it's a dangerous sport. You can't be playing boxing. You don't play boxing. You know what I mean? So if boxing is something that you really want to do, you just got to know that you have to go all in, man. At the end of the day, we're trying to, you know, shout out to everybody that gets in the ring. We're trying to get out of there safe, but sometimes it doesn't go as we planned, right? So at least we want to stay prepared. We want to stay ready, um, and go all in, man. Just stay focused. Stay focused. That's all I can say. Stay focused. Stay locked in. Stay dedicated, and make those sacrifices because it's gonna pay off at the end. It always does.
Now, what goals do you want to achieve through your professional boxing?
Oh, come on, man. You already know, Mike. I need to become a world champ, baby. I
I
need to
hear you.
become a world champ. That's it right now. That's it. That's it. I already got my WBC USA silver title, and the next step, hopefully, you know, um, and I have faith that it will happen one day. I just gotta stay locked in, continue doing what I've been doing, and it's gonna come. It's gonna come, um, and that's the biggest goal, the long-term goal that I need to achieve. Even if I just get an opportunity at a world title shot,
And
that's
I
what
believe
that's what
that
we're
you
aiming.
probably will get that. You
That's what
probably
we're
you
aiming.
will
Yeah,
get
that's
that.
that's what we're aiming for.
I hear you, man. Let the viewers know about something about you that they may not know, because even though the show's going to be seen all over the country, I want people to get to know you as a person before you being a boxer. I want them to know you as a man before you are a boxer.
Man, just a humble dude, man. Just a humble dude that's out here just trying to get it, motivate everybody, man. Approachable. I'm not I'm not no Hollywood guy. I'm me. I'm me. You know what I'm saying, Mike? Um, what you seeing right now, if you turn your back, this is what you're still gonna see, man. There's no different. There's no different, man. What you're seeing right now is what you're gonna see if you turn your back.
I respect that, man. That's big props to you, man. And I hope you keep that too as you move on up. As you
Of
move on
course,
up the ladder, I
100%,
hope that you
100%.
maintain that. What are, if there are any pitfalls you find as your training regimen or your boxing in general, or any trials and tribulations that you have gone through, or anything that maybe I didn't ask that maybe you want to
Um,
give your opinion about?
yeah, man. Like so, in life you're gonna have you're gonna have obstacles in your career. You're gonna have obstacles that you just gotta overcome. And I'm gonna say this not because I don't need no sympathy. I don't need anything. I just wanna give out this message to push the people out there. Whoever's chasing something, it doesn't have to necessarily be boxing, but whatever you're chasing, um, go all out, man. Go all out. 2022. Um, I was stabbed 4 times right after my fight. Um, which it caused me to still be in therapy, which it caused a lot of nerve damage. Broke my scapular wing. Got stabbed in my neck, my
Man,
back.
I didn't know that.
You know, my neck, my back, my shoulders, my head, and you know that had me out the ring for about a year. Could have been possibly could have possibly been longer, but you know I had that determination. I had that endurance in me, to keep going. I had a vision. I had a goal that I wanted to get to, and I didn't let up. No matter how I felt, no matter what I was going through, I try to stay locked in, and just chase, and chase. And you know that happened in 2022. And then, like I said, by me staying locked in, having that vision, and having that strength to keep on going, I was able to become the WBC silver title champ in 2024. Um, that was the desire for me. That's what I wanted. So I was able to overcome all those obstacles of dealing with the nerve damage, of dealing with the doctors telling me
Mm.
maybe you should just kind of stop right now, maybe you need more time off. Of course I did listen to them, but I also had this vision, and courage and drive to keep going, and not ignore what the not to ignore what the doctors were saying, but more to listen to myself, to just keep on pushing till I came out on top again. And now I'm taking full advantage of this opportunity to keep on going, and that's why I'm telling you that I'm gonna have my world shot title one day, and I'm gonna become a world champion one day, man. There's no doubt in my mind that one day I will have that opportunity.
Now I know your focus right now, but when you were in the beginning stages, and you know as well as I know, sometimes when you gain success, you got your peers or your friends or people that may not be as mm, helpful to you or may not want you to have the success that you were bound to have.
Yeah.
How did you handle it then? I know your focus now, but I'm talking about
Um.
from the get go.
At the time, I had a lot of, I had a lot of doubt about my surroundings. I had a lot of questions, but I figured that was kind of like focusing too much on my on. I was kind of focusing too much on the negative aspect of things that had happened at that time, right? So I kind of had to switch my mind and kind of focus on the people that are around me, the people that's pushing me, my team, my family, my close friends, the people that care. I try to turn that to a positive moment and just focus on that part, and, get that drive off of them, and forget about the negative, forget what had happened. Because what had already had happened. So now let's focus on how we're going to change, how we're going to move forward, and how we're going to do better now. And that's just what it was, you know what I mean?
And you know, the show is seen all over, and I want to give you your flowers. This is the reason why I wanted you on, and I wanted you to express your feelings and things that's on your mind that maybe because right now a lot of people probably don't know who you are. That
No, of
are from
course.
all over the country,
So I gotta
and
so
I
I
guarantee
gotta
you
say
they're gonna.
thank you to you for even having me on too. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Come on,
I heard
man.
a lot about you, especially from a mutual friend, a mutual glove brother, Justin Morales, great fighter, great friend.
Oh yes, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Great guy. He's one of the people too that helped me out tremendously in the sport. When it came down to sparring, when it came down to just learning the small techniques of boxing before I even became a professional fighter, before I even became a fighter in general. You know what I mean? Just learning the little fundamentals of boxing. You know what I mean? Him helping me out perfecting my craft. So shout out to him as well. Um, but yeah, man, that's how I ended up hearing about you, and now here we are, man. So I gotta say thank you for even letting get on the show and being here talking to you today.
Well, it's an honor for me to have you on my show. You know what I mean?
Respect.
It's a blessing because, I heard a lot about you as well. You know what I mean? I heard a lot about you, all positive. And, uh, as you know, here in New Bedford, that ain't always the case. So, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? I want to give
yeah,
you your
yeah,
flowers.
yeah. 100%. Thank
And
you, thank you, thank you.
I want the world to know about you, man. I want
Of
everybody
course.
to know about you, man. So You know,
Thank you, man. Thank you. That means a
and
lot. That means a lot. That's what pushes me.
and it's 100. I'm keeping it 100. But you know, I want to just set the table and let you roll. I want you to get your flowers. Everybody knows I'm crazy. Everybody knows I got a big mouth. But I want you to get your flowers. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
giving the platform to be able to get people like yourself and Justin. And I had Jason on my show. I had all of them on my show. You know what I mean?
Great
And
guys. Great
that's
guys.
because I believe in all you guys, and I want you guys to prosper. And anything that I can do to help it along the way, I'm here. You know, you get an open invitation to come on my show any damn time you want. You know what I mean?
Thank you,
If
man.
you have
Thank you.
someone that you, if there's someone that you see that's a project that might be able, you see some potential, you can have him come on the show as
I
well,
got
because
you.
that's what
I
this is
got you.
all about. The network has allowed me to have the platform to do this, and I take it
Nah, man,
serious, and
and that's
I
big,
really
man,
want
and
to
that's
see
big,
you.
and that's big, man,
Well,
and
thank you so
you
much.
know,
It's not
I
about
mean, I'm
me.
not.
This is your night. This is about you. This is about
Nah,
you,
man,
my brother. I want
you
you to
know,
shine,
I
my
gotta.
brother.
Nah, hell yeah, man. We all gonna shine, man. We all gonna shine. I got. You know, like I said, you know, I'm not only thanking you for me, but for all the fighters as well, because this is big, man. You know, it gets our name out there. It gets us out there. It gets people to notice us, to notice who we are and what we do. You know what I mean? Which is a lot of hard work. It's a lot. So it's great that you even given us an opportunity to be on your platform, to being able to express how we feel and what we do. You know, to just attract more people. And this is great, man. So I gotta, you know, gotta give you your flowers as well, man, for even going ahead and doing something like this. Hey, man,
Well, thank
we're
you
just
very
doing
much, my man. Thank you very much.
it. We're just doing it.
You know, I know you got to get back. I know you got to get back. You got to get back and
No,
doing
of
your
course, of
thing. But
course.
yeah, I just want the viewers to know if by any chance they want to get a hold of you or get in touch with you, because I'm sure they're going to be impressed by
Yes,
you being on the show right now. What would you
of course.
suggest they do?
You can find me on TikTok, Wilson Mascarenas, Ill Will, the same way it's written over here. You can find me on Facebook, Wilson Mascarenas. You can find me on Instagram, Ill Will, Wilson Mascarenas, the same way. All my platforms is pretty much all the same. Ill Will, Wilson Mascarenas. It's pretty easy to find me. Just gotta look for me and I'll be there. Can reach out to me anytime. You need any game, any help, man. Just reach out, man. I'm not like I said, man. I'm reachable. I can talk to the people, and let's do it.
And Will, I'm telling you, folks, my man is no joke. He's a goddamn beast. I'm keeping it real. You know what I mean? So
Yo, we working,
again,
man. We
I'm keeping
working.
it
I'm
real,
telling
man.
you. I'm
You,
telling you, we
hey,
working, man. Yeah, we working.
man. But
Love,
before I
man.
let you
Love, my
go,
brother. Thank you.
you already know. Before I let you go, is there
Yeah.
anybody you want to give a shout out to? Is there anything that you want to say? Is there anything that maybe I didn't ask you that you want to let the folks know?
Nah, man,
The
this
floor is
was a great
yours.
opportunity. This was a great opportunity, man. Shout out to all my sponsors, you know, from U7 to Top Shelf to Healthy Bites to everybody, man, that supports my career, that everybody that's been supporting me in general for the continuous support. Support my city, New Bedford, Massachusetts, man. Thank you to everybody. And we're going up, man. We're going up. Stay tuned for the next fight. And that's where we are now. Want any updates about the next fight? Go to csboxing.com. Find out when the next fights are. February 15th is going to be a great card for CES. February 22nd, another great card at Foxwoods. Man, we got a bunch of shows coming up, and I'm planning on be fighting on most of them. So I'll be back shortly, man. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, you know, you got an open invitation. Come on, let promote your fight or anything you want to do. You got that, my brother. Let me let you
Thank you,
go
my
back
brother.
doing your thing. Thank you so
Yes,
much from the
sir.
bottom of my heart for coming on my show. It's been a
Thank
blessing.
you,
I am
bro.
honored,
Thank you. Thank you.
privileged.
It's a
I got
blessing.
you, my brother. Peace out.
Hey, yo,
Thank you so much,
anytime, Mike.
folks.
Anytime,
I got
Mike.
my man Wilson
Anything you
Allen
need.
here, and I'm honored to have him on the show. And we're gonna be doing the damn thing out here. You know, we got the platform. We got the ability to have
Absolutely.
local people, get their shine. And again, I just want to thank you, Wilson, from the bottom of my heart, my brother. You got
No,
that.
of course.
Get back to
Anytime,
the
man.
grind, my
Anytime,
brother.
man. Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you
Let's
so
do
much.
it. I'll see you
Let's
soon,
do
brother.
it.
Peace.
All right, my man.
Later.
Peace.
All right.
Love you, man. Folks, that's been honest now. You know, this is what makes me love doing what I do, because you get to recognize others and let others shine and give them their flowers, because we're at a time where we're always talking negative about people, and negative, and all based on the negative. I don't know how it started or what made me uh, decide to recognize others, but I've been doing it for so long, and I think it's because when I was young, and my dad would take me for little walks, and he always showed me about respecting others, and I would see the interaction he would have with his peers, and it kicked something in me, and I think it started probably after college. When some people that meant a lot to me had passed away, and I was very shy. Believe it or not, I know you don't believe it, but I was very shy as a young man, and I was known for my basketball ability and all that, which is cool. But I was more interested in recognizing others, and damn, this would be year number 40, 40 that I recognized others. I think it's up to 380 recognition awards I've given out thus far. And again, it's not about me. I'm just happy to be able to have the platform that I have. And even to keep it real, excuse me, even before the show, I was happy to do this. But even before the show, I was doing this a long time ago. And this is just an extension of what I've been doing. And again, it's not about me. It really is not about me. I'm going to be reaching that age of 65 in a couple of months. So, I just want people to get their due. You know what I mean? Get their flowers, because, a lot of times we recognize people when they're gone. And I am a firm believer in recognizing them while they're alive. The award ceremony I do every Thanksgiving Eve, next year will be year number 40. Well, this year will be year number 41. I personally like to give them their flowers while they're alive. When they're gone, how are they going to know? We can go talk about how people are when they're gone, but most of the time, we never let them know. And it's my mission, and it's kind of what I like to do, is recognize those while they're alive. And we're losing a lot of people all over the country with the California things and North Carolina and all the shootings and the stabbings. And, we have to, I think, recognize and let folks know how much we really care about them, and how much just saying that they did a good job, that they were appreciated, goes a long way. And if we tell them that while they're alive, I think it's so very, very important. And I get excited. I tell my boss, Key Williams, who's the producer of the show, yeah, we're going to have a good one. This might be a good one. I'm so pumped up about this, because not about me, not about my show. It's about just recognizing others and seeing the joy in their face while they're alive, and to see some of them grow on to become and do so many great things. I've done have my time, but I have the ability and the accessibility to know a lot of people during my old age, and I like to bring them to the forefront and let people get to know them as human beings, as humans. And my main motto, excuse me, I got a cold. My main motto is to have my guests make an impact. And as you can see, Wilson, great young man. I've been trying to get him on for a while, but due to scheduling difficulties, he wasn't able to come on. But we were finally able to do it. And as you guys can see, great individual. And I'm known as the basketball guy, which I am, by the way. I have no problem stating that. But I mean, I'm also very interested in other sports as well. Football, I'm okay. I can hold my own. Boxing, I've been a big fanatic. But one thing I want to do is set the record straight. And I wanted to do it with him, but I know he got to get back into his regimen, get back to his training. So I don't want to take it. He got to get in that zone. He got to do his damn thing. And hopefully he'll come on before his next fight. I don't know all the details why it didn't go off the way it was supposed to. Excuse me, but I'm sure he'll get back. But y'all gotta look out for him, because look at his videos. You see that man is a bad man. I'm telling y'all. And being around here in New Bedford, Mass, we are known for a lot of negativity and violence and all those things. And that's another reason why I like to come on and let the viewers know there's a lot of great people who are doing a lot of great things. And Wilson just happens to be one. And I've had quite a few boxers on, and I'm probably going to have some more. And I'm not just a basketball guy, so I'm trying to get out of that realm. You know, I've had entertainers, singers, I've had mediums, I've had social activists, I've had, I don't know, I've had the whole gamut, and that's what I want to continue to do, is bring the best that I can bring for you guys to get a good idea that there are so many great people, and not just in New Bedford. But I'm singling it out because I know so many damn people. But I've been blessed to, and before I go into the Conn Man thing, I want to give a big shout out to all the podcasters out there, because I've gotten to know so many of them, and they're all great people, man. And we've established friendships. And matter of fact, next Thursday evening, I'm going to have on my show Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. He's out in California. He's a trip. Y'all gonna love him. And then on February 7th, I got Mike Myers, who is the president, CEO, the whole 9 yards of the MBA, which is the Military Basketball Association. And when he came on my show maybe 3-4 years ago, he was just getting off the ground. And now he's on CBS TV with the NBA, and it's growing leaps and bounds. And my man is no joke. I'm looking forward to having him on. I got some other guests coming on lined up as well, some very interesting guests, and I enjoy doing it. It gives me more pleasure than they probably get. Next Friday, we're going to have what I'm calling Fitness Friday with the Conn Man. I have 2 young women who are going to be coming on, and they specialize hip hop, hip hop, dancing, fitness regimen, something to do with hip hop, dancing and line dance. Well, that's going to be interesting. And then I have Emmanuel Alves, who's going to come on. She is a fitness fanatic, sculpturing the body, and you should watch her. I'll let them come on and talk about it next Friday. But I want to get us to get back into the fitness regimen, feel good about yourself, keep active, and get on a health tip, because we can talk about sports all day, but if we get sick and we're not here, we can't talk about no damn sports. But getting back to the Conn Man thing, which I really want to express, because a lot of people say, "Why you are the Conn Man? What's up with that, man? That don't sound right. It sounds like you're a con artist, or that is so far from the truth." Basically, when I was about 17, well, before that, my dad, who passed away when I was about 17, prior to that, he was a boxing fanatic. And he used to have a scrapbook. And in the scrapbook, there was the top 50 middleweights in the world. And my father was a trivia guy. That's how I got involved into the sports trivia. But anyway, he was a boxing fanatic. And my father's name was William Franklin Concesio. And, short term for William is Billy. And again, my father being a boxing fanatic, there was a guy, you guys may not, you guys are probably too young to know. There was a fighter by the name of Joe Louis, the great Joe Louis. And he's probably recognized as one of the greatest fighters of all time. And he happened to fight a guy by the name of Billy Conn, with 2 N's, Billy Conn. And he fought Joe Louis. And then a lot of times my name is hard to pronounce, it's Concesio. And a lot of times people have a hard time pronouncing it. And so they called my father Conn for short. And when the fighter Billy Conn fought Joe Louis, I guess it was on TV back in the day, I don't remember. Anyway, that's how the Conn name came about when they called my dad Billy Conn. I'm my father's son, and I just do it and carry on the tradition and carried on the legacy. And it's how I pay homage to my dad. It keeps me thinking about him almost every day, and that's why I got the Conn Man. And if you look in the Conn Pound, I call it the Conn Pound. I got pictures of at the Boys and Girls Club with great crowd, and just keeps me grounded and happy to do what I do. And and enough about me, but that's the reason why I'm called the Conn Man, not because I'm a con artist or whatever reasons. It's just paying homage to my dad, and he's the one that got me in sports. And my dad was a tribute. My man used to recite the middleweight middleweight champions in numerical and alphabetical order, reverse. Think about that, reverse. And he would always talk about name this city, name that. So I got me as a young man. I got that, and then we used to do trivia, and then I became so enthralled in the NBA, in basketball, and then went to the New Bedford Public Library at the age of 12, looking up microfilm. Even at the age of 12, I got in a couple of arguments about who was better, Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain. And here I am at 12 years old. What were you doing at 12 years old? I guarantee you weren't in the New Bedford Public Library looking up, or any library, looking up microfilm. I went and broke down Wilt Chamberlain versus Bill Russell. Every single game that they, I remember. To this day, I remember. And I broke it down, and that's how my historical perspective came about, from way back when I was 12. And, I was able to get to see Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell and Sam Jones and Casey Jones and, all the great players, Willis Reed, and I can go on and on and on and on and on. That's why I wanted to have my man, OG John Reeves, on, because he go back farther than me. And we two would put our hell of a show on, going back down memory lane. And we're going to get him on, I hope, very soon. I've got about a few more minutes. And as you can see, I'm sick. I got a cold, a head cold, but the show must go on. And, again, I can't thank the network enough for allowing me, because what I do is a little bit different. As you probably know, I got dancers, I got singers, I got sports, I got this, but I just feel that I'm blessed to have the accessibility. Why not, bring out the best shows that I can bring? And so far, it seems like we're getting a lot of good views. I'm very happy about that. We've had Ash Orndorff, who's from, I think it's Idaho. I think she was in Idaho, and she had a very interesting history of how what happened to her when she was a young age. She was one of the top high school basketball players in the country, and she had some unfortunate things happen to her, and how she strived to come back. I've had former guys who did drugs, but got their life back together and are doing very well. And again, I've had so many guests. I don't even know how many guests. It's way too many, and looking to have so many more. But I learn as much as they learn coming on my show, and it's just a blessing. I got about a few more minutes. I don't want to talk to guys to death, because I really don't like talking about myself personally. But and you can see I'm not feeling well, but the show must go on. And again, I got to give props to the Sports Wave Network and Jake Silver and Key Williams and Koo McCain, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. And to have this platform is exceptional, and I strive to give my 100%. And I go out and get guests. I have no idea who they are, and no one's ever told me no. Some don't respond, but no one's ever told me out and out, no, I ain't doing your show. And the podcasters, we support each other, and they tell me things I need to work on. My voice is going. Excuse me. Things I need to work on, things I need to do, and to me, it's just a joy having a guest come on, especially if I don't know them. And as you know, I don't really have any set standard or set rules or set topics, because you know what? Sometimes, in my opinion, sometimes when you have set topics, you're not really getting the person's view right as it happens. I mean, you give me 10 topics, of course I can go look them up to make me more intelligent, I guess. But I'd rather get the person's view right off the top of the head. That's when you'll know how much they really know about a specific sport. Like you could tell me anything about the NBA. I don't need topics. Hit me up. I'm good. I don't care. Name any team, any era. I'm good. I don't have to do no Google, no nothing. I can tell you guys one quick story before we go. We used to go to the UMass Thomas basketball camp. And my brother Jamie, who was at the camp, and a whole bunch of guys. And what we would do, now there was no Google, no nothing back then. And we would go. Now you guys might know about a trivia question: who hit the most home runs? Who did? Okay, all right. But we used to do like this: name 10 brother combinations in the NBA. Name 10 father-son combinations in the NBA. And then that's how we would do it. Now, of course, it's easy now. But back then, it was, those are the type of trivia questions we used to ask. And then one of my questions was, when I was at the UMass, you guys are going to enjoy this. I was at the basketball camp. Now, I think I know it all. And I came up, because they would always ask me, okay, what's the trivia question for today? What's the one for today? See, my voice is getting worse. I said, okay, well, check this out, guys. Name the only player to play in a high school championship, an NCAA championship, an ABA championship, an NBA championship, and a gold medal. You all do that without Googling, see what you come up with. But anyway, I'm not even going to give the answer. Maybe someone will chime in and think if they know it. But anyway, so I gave that, and I'm like, it was a bet. I think it was a bet. We bet a case of beer, I think it was. Something like that. So what they did, the counselors at the camp, what they did, unbeknownst to me, I'm thinking I got them. So I don't know how they did it. I think they called the Boston Globe. I think because I didn't even name the teams this individual played on. I even named the year. I named it because I knew they weren't going to get it. But what they did was, I guess they went to the Boston Globe or the Boston Herald. I don't even know, because I'll tell you this: during that time, during Black History Month, they had it was like a square here, up here, and down here. All the black players that ever played for the Boston Celtics. They had them all, and this particular individual wasn't in that photo. So I knew I had him. So now it's happened on a Monday. So I'm confident. Now it goes to Tuesday. I'm still confident. They ain't getting that. And they would talk to me, right? They knew the answer by Wednesday. And I'm talking smack like I always do. So I'm talking like, yeah. Anyway, again, I think they knew the answer by Wednesday. They had to know the answer by Friday, because camp ended at like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So they had to have the answer by then. So we're at lunchtime, and I'm talking smack. I'm like, you guys don't know none of that. I'm talking. And meanwhile, they knew the answer, but they're playing me. I ain't going to name no names, but they were playing me. And I didn't know. And they basically set me up. I don't know how they found the answer, but they did. Anyway, that was interesting as well. But again, going back to a historical perspective, when we were living in the hood in New Bedford on Pleasant Street, and we had some NBA ball players come through. We lived on a a tenement with 3 floors here and 3 floors there. They connected. Well, I forgot how I might have been 10, 11, 9, whatever it was. Paul Silas came by, not to my house, but next door. And I remember I was in awe. I remember him signing a little basketball. He had come. And then we had gone, my very first NBA ball player I saw live was a guy by the name of Lou Hudson. You guys won't know who he is, but he played for the Atlanta Hawks, and he was an all-star. I think he made up. I don't think there was a all NBA team, but he had a great career. Lou Holtz. He played with Pistol Pete Maravich, for those of you who may remember him. He came to Buttonwood Park. And, back then, because there was no TV, he looked larger than life. And I don't think I said 2 words. But that was the first one that we saw, where I saw. Then there was a guy by the name of JoJo White, who played for the Boston Celtics. And God forbid, God bless his soul, but I think he ruined my basketball career. When he came to the Buttonwood Park, anybody that knows JoJo White, he would have his hand and he like that. He would like this. Anybody like that? So me being young and whatever, I tried to copy his shot. So my shot didn't go like this. The rotation did not go like this. My rotation went like this. Not like because the way I had my hand. Anyway, I got that from JoJo White. I'm not happy with that. But I still did the damn thing. But anyway, going back, JoJo White, and then Dave Collins came through. I think Adi Williams came through. So many NBA players came through. The great Marvin Bonds. On the show, not today, not next week, but on the show, I'm going to do a whole show on Marvin Bonds, who played at Providence College, who played in the ABA, got 55 points against Dr. J, came to New Bedford, and this was after his career was over. And I met him in this place called the Bomb Shelter, which is the ceilings about 6'4". Marvin was about 6'8", 6'9". And I sat down with him and we talked. And I was in awe. And never once did he really talk about basketball. Interesting. And then we ended up having a good friendship as well. And then I went to go see him at the Providence Civic Center. There was a Whispers and the OJ's concert. And I seen him come down the stairs. And of course, we gave him hugs and all that. But what a great person. People don't know what I know about Marvin Bonds, but that'll be for another show. But, being friends with some of the friends that I've had have given me the accessibility. One of my best friends is Eric Biddle, who refereed in the NBA. So that gave me some accessibility. One of my best friends in life, Dave Lato, who coached at Northeastern with Calhoun and won an NCAA championship with Calhoun at UConn, and then went to DePaul, then went to Virginia, then went to Missouri, then went to Tulsa, back to DePaul. Now he's working with the Overtime Elite in Atlanta. The Thompson twins that play for Houston, I think Detroit, he coached them in the Overtime Elite. So he's doing big things. Again, accessibility. And going through my friendships, I've been able to see a lot of things and do a lot of things and have a lot of great memories that most people don't have. And, me being old as dirt, I'd like to have them, again, not about me, but just talk about the experience that I've had, the pleasure of having the experiences. And it's been a blessing. And, that's what I try to strive. And, as far as getting athletes on my show, it's kind of difficult, especially the ones that are playing right now, because you got to go through the agents and you got to go through clearance through the NBA for most of them. So a lot of them won't do it. And you got to, and even some of the old time players, it's not easy because they're still part of the union. And they pay union dues. So it's not as easy. But I still try. What's the worst they can say is no. You know what I mean? And again, I've never been told no. Sometimes they haven't responded. I've tried to contact Stephon Marbury. I've tried to Shabazz Napier. There's been quite a few who I've tried to. Man, I could go on and on. But I've had the pleasure of having Reggie Williams from Georgetown, Tony Broom from Syracuse, Gene Smith from Georgetown. I've had quite a few players. The one quick story I got to tell. I got about 9 minutes. One quick story I got to tell. When I was growing up, again, we lived in a place called United Front. And what the Celtics used to do, is they would have one of their players come in when they were refurbishing a court, and they were refurbishing the United Front. And anybody who's watching this from New Bedford knows what I'm talking about. It was really a terrible basketball court. They needed rehabilitation, to say the least. But anyway, Nate Archibald came down, and I got to play against Nate Archibald, believe it or not. True story. Myself, Sonny Silva, and my memory goes a little foggy, but there was a good crowd there. And I did score against him one-on-one. I did. I remember that. I don't remember too much. I remember that. But anyway, what a great experience. As a matter of fact, I can't find it. It was a picture of myself, Nate, and Sonny Silva. Oh, great picture, but I don't know where it is. I wish I had that. But anyway, fast forward. Right now, I'm a basketball official at the Burgo Basketball Association. This would be my 31st year officiating Summer League, where the BBA is doing some fantastic things. We're trying to get a building built, but right now we have 5 outdoor courts, all different colors, representing different schools. We have a volleyball area. It's in a great area. I mean, peace, quiet, great concession building. We do a lot of great things. We service over 1,000 kids. We have over 100 teams, and it's great doing that. Well, anyway, Steve would always try to get athletes to come, NBA athletes to come to, the BBA. And we had Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley came 2 years. Avery Bradley was great. I loved him. We had a great rapport. He was great. He was great with the counselors. He was great with the kids. And it was right when he signed his contract extension. And he was great. But we also tried to get Nate Archibald. And here's something that I want to tell the viewers. Nate Archibald got to be one of the top 5 point guards of all time. But, we were trying to promote him to come on the show. And the reviews weren't that good. I guess people didn't know who he was, or, maybe, I don't know what reason, but, it would have been a great thing for the kids to have someone who was a legendary in New York City, legendary throughout the NBA community. It would have been great to have him. But fast forward. Now, we're doing a Christmas basketball tournament. You're going to love this one before I go. We're doing a Christmas basketball tournament. Now, I'm doing what I do naturally well, talk smack. So what I would do, I'd be on the mic. And then at halftime, I would give my trivia questions. So Steve Burgo comes up to me. He said, Mike, you know who's coming today? I'm like, who? He said, Nate Archibald. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, yeah, he's coming down with a New York team. I said, yeah, all right. So anyway, check this out. So I'm there talking smack, announcing the game, doing what I do. And then it's halftime. So again, I gave that trivia question I told you about. I gave that out. And I'm running down Nate Archibald's career stats. In my mind, no Google. I'm running them down. 34.8, assist, I'm going to lead the league in assists and scoring in the same year. I can go on and on. But anyway, so I look to my right, and I see the team, Lincoln from New York. They're coming through that way. They're coming in the back. I said, wow. We had 8 teams. I think only 2 teams were local. We had teams from New York and Connecticut and whatever. But anyway, the team walks through here. I see Nate Archibald behind me. I'm talking about his stats, and he was walking right behind me. I said, whoa, hold up. I get up. I go over to him. I said, Mr. Archibald, my name is Michael Casasio. I know you don't remember me, but you came down here to New Bedford, and you played United Front. And he looked at me and he said, that was over 40 years ago, but he remembered. Then I started talking with him, and then we went, I had a break during the action, and I went and sat in the bleachers with him, and I picked his brain, and when I came back on the table, I gave that question. He didn't even know the answer. The one that got the answer was the coach of that New York team, who he came down with, by the way. He knew the answer because he played in the ABA, so he knew. It took him a while, but he knew he got the answer. But that's what I'm talking about, having those privileges. And of course, I've talked enough about Dr. J. that was the most incredible experience I've ever had because, there was no TV of the 3 TV stations, and the AB was not recognized at all. So when you read about this guy, he just was like, I don't know, alien, and to see him up close, and then to have the opportunity to play against him was absolutely amazing. Not just for me, but for those that participated, and it was a great experience. And it shows you how young I was. Someone filmed it, and they used, believe it or not, microfilm, and they gave it to me. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I got nothing to play it on. What am I going to do with this film? And I happened to, the film got destroyed. Imagine if I still had that tape. There were so many players that played against, whether it was 6 or 7. I remember most of them. Dave Lato, it was Tony DePina, Carlos DePina, and there was one guy who scored against him. His name was Derwin Watkins. But anyway, that was a great experience. And then, I've got a couple more minutes left. But anyway, I just want to get you guys to know that I'm blessed to be able to have the experiences that I had. And one of the most, as I end, damn, it's cold. The most thing I had that was one of the most memorable. I went to the participated in the Red Auerbach basketball camp, and I was a counselor, and it was outside in Bedford Mass, and it was in wilderness, log cabins, the whole nine. And anyway, I had played the first day I went, and there was all 7-footers and all Division I. I played Division III, all Division I players, 7-foot of the whole 9 yards. And they had the Celtics rookies there that year. And I remember the first day I went, I was totally out of place. I didn't belong. And I remember going to the log cabin, and I cried myself to sleep. I said, what am I doing here? Anyway, I woke up early that morning. I went out and practiced. And then we played the game. And then I felt confident. And then I'll never forget, I hit the game-winning shot off the backboard. And I remember that after the game, we walked, and I'm at half court, and I see Red Auerbach. And Red Auerbach goes, hey, young fella. I go over to him. He said, no, son, hey, you did all right, young fella. He said, but what you need to do is you need to look like that guy. And I turned my head. There was a guy by the name of Al McLean who played at the University of New Hampshire. And then I had the opportunity to ask him, pick his brain, and then he spoke in front of the whole audience, the whole counselors, and I asked him. He had a ring on, only one. He won 11 or 12 or 45. He only had one ring on. I asked him, what ring was that you have on? And he told me, the very first one. And I'm sure people don't probably know that. But yeah, the very first one. So anyway, I got to go. I done did my time. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It was 2 great shows. The first one was Nick Correa. Thank you, Nick. You did a great job. It was a pleasure having you on the show. And then my man, Wilson Alex. Unfortunately, he didn't have his big fight, which was supposed to happen February 22nd, Saturday. But things happened. But I know he's going to be fighting again. And he'll probably come on my show, or he'll let me know so I can let you all know. But it was at the Mohegan Sun. He's a young kid from Portugal, going to New Bedford Vocational, and look what happened. We've got so many people in New Bedford that are doing so many great things, and I have the platform to promote them. I'm going to do it as long as I'm able to. Again, I'm going to thank you guys for tuning in to the Sports Corner with the Conn Man on the Sports Wave Network. Thank you. God bless. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you so much.